remaining setup. Now we'll talk about event. So once you create the benefit plan, then you require to create an event. It is nothing but a reason. So create benefit event. We'll create benefit event. It's a free text field. You can give the name of the event. So I'm gonna give H employee. Okay, let me do it this way. H admin correction. Reason can be any. A new hire or promotion. Under this reason, what are all coverage types you want to offer? So we already created coverage types, correct? These are all coverage types. 6 types of coverage types classifications. So we created one plan under additional benefit coverage types. We created one coverage type that is called, I believe, gym membership something. So let me find.
I think so it was metro train ticket. I think so.
Listen.
Metro train ticket.
Metro train.
That we created.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And let me change this one to edge commuting benefit. Thank you. So now I'm going to offer, this is the reason I'm going to offer this plan for the workers. Fine. Questions here. Do you want all of the employees to choose the plan? Which means, let's say I'm an employee. Can I self-enroll into this plan? Okay. If yes, you want all of this plan to avail for the worker and through the employee self-service, select this option so that employee can see this event and enroll into the plan. If you think no, worker is not allowed, only the Ben partner can assign the plan, but now it should not be available for the worker for self-service. Then you can select this checkbox so that the Ben partner can enroll into this plan. Ben partner on behalf of employees, Ben partner can enroll the employees into the plan. Okay. Then here you have event date field. It's a new feature. Earlier we don't have this. It will just like the default event date field. So if you want to override, whenever you're selecting this plan to the worker, so normally it will default as an event date as of today. Okay, like that it would default. If you want to override, like or you can say start date. So what we are doing, instead of event date, it will cause some confusions for the employees, at least partners, implementers, supervisors. They can understand this terminology language. When employee self-service through employee enrolling, they may get confused. What is event date? Event date is nothing but effective date from when this event has been initiated for the worker, from when this employee eligible for this plan. So I'm overriding the name so that whenever the employee is electing or Ben partner is assigned the plan, so instead of event date, they can see this field label. Okay. Then in future, if you think this benefit event is not required at all, you can inactivate it. And remember, you can delete the event, but once the event is already in use, we cannot delete it. In such cases, you can inactivate it. Okay. And this benefit event, you want to restrict only for one country or specific group of countries, you can you can restrict here. Based on the tenant level, what are the countries you enabled? What are the countries you are implemented? So based on that, what are the countries employees are eligible for this plan? You can select those countries here. For example, so I'm restricting, which means only the US employees only, if I select worker selectable, only the US employees only can view this plan. Okay, I'm restricting it. They cannot view this event. Canada employee cannot see this event. UK employee cannot see this event. You can assign more than one country. When you remove this, so what does that mean? Any guess? So if you're not putting any restrictions,
everyone.
Everyone, all the country employees can see this event type. Okay, now you may ask a question. We created a group, benefit group equal to USA, and you are allowing a Canada employee to choose this plan. What happens? Still, the Canadian employee can see this event, can select this event, but when he is trying to submit, the plan is not going to be visible to the worker. So based on that, we have to see, like if you're implementing for one country, you can ignore it. If you're implementing for 3 countries, more than one country, and you think this event is applicable only for one country, it's mandate you have to restrict it, or else employees may get confused. Okay. So reinstatement event. We have a concept called passive event. Okay, passive event is nothing but it will regularly run. It will regularly at a certain scheduled time. It will regularly run. So do you want to rerun the events on daily basis, on weekly basis? Okay, in such cases, you can select the checkbox, rerunnable. And while working on the passive event, we'll discuss about this reinstatement one. Okay. Then days to enroll calculation. So here, event date is defaulted. On top of that, we have initiation date. What is the difference between initiate date and event date? Initiation date means today I am assigning the plan to the worker. That is the initiation date. Event date means when the employee is eligible for the plan. Effective date you can say. Okay, we can select one of the option here. So when I say event date, and here if I give the value 5 days, which means once I initiated this benefit event, employee has an option for 5 days, which includes weekends as well, which includes weekends or holidays, whatever. Okay, employee has an option to can select this plan within 5 days. For example, let's say you are benefit partner. I am an employee end user. So you're assigning this metro train ticket plan to me myself. So once you initiate it, I have to select this plan. Okay, I have to select this plan. So you're giving a deadline to me of around 5 days. If I'm not going to select this plan within 5 days, there will be a case where it will be it will control with the BPI step. It will go a step back. During business process, we'll discuss because they're interlinked with that. And this is a new checkbox. Maybe I will come with more examples tomorrow. And again, as I said, for passive events, do not reprocess future events. And do not reprocess. This is applicable for passive events. While working on passive event, I will explain. Now, if I explain, first I have to explain passive event, it leads confusion. Hence, okay. Then there will be some cases auto enrollment plans. So first, let's understand there are 3 possible ways to assign the plan to the worker. One is you are allowing the employee to choose the plan, submit the plan, elect the plan. And another one is you are allowing the benefit partner on behalf of employee. Benefit partner will enroll the employee and submit the plan. Third option is benefit partner will initiate the plan to the worker. Employee has to enroll into the plan. 3 options we have. Apart from that, we have another one, automatic. If I'm hiring a new employee, automatically whatever the offerings I'm giving, all the offerings should be triggered. In such cases, I will give the event is hire event here. These are nothing but business processes. Okay, these are nothing but business processes. I am promoting an employee. Then only this event should be triggered. Okay, here you can select those reasons. Or you're transferring an employee, you can select those reasons. Okay, some plans are mandated while you're promoting an employee, transferring an employee. In such cases, these are controlled by the business process. If you, for example, I'm hiring a new employee. So while I'm hiring a new employee, I want to trigger certain plans so that the employee will enroll into the plan. So how I will trigger? Once I hire the employee, once the employee is onboarded, manually I have to go to the worker related actions, assign the plans. Instead of that, let's see the other possible way. I automated the business process. Means the benefit event type equal to hire reason, new hire reason, trigger these offers. I created a rule on the change benefit election. Then after I included the change benefit election on onboarding or hire business process. Once the step is triggered, automatically this an event will be triggered and let the employees will enroll into the plans. We will test anyhow. We business was one of the chapter. We'll talk in detail in that session. So in simple, events and the reasons are, if you want to trigger the events for certain business processes, it can be new hire, it can be contact change, it can be address change, it can be promotion, transfer, relocation, it can be termination, any business process event types, then it's mandatory you require to select the event. Okay. So users count is 0 since we are not assigned this plan to any employee. Number of events we are not triggered it, so it's 0. So except this coordination events and this area, any questions on this benefit event type?
Yes, Kiran, I have a question. Can you please
Yes, sir.
scroll down to the events? Scroll down.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as you have mentioned that you have to choose any event when you want to trigger that event. So will that, once you will trigger that event, so will that plan get automatically assigned, or it will just trigger the event and the worker or maybe the benefit partner has to choose that, assign that plan to the worker?
Good question, sir. Again, here two concepts. Event will be triggered. Event will be triggered. You have a concept called auto enrollment. For example, in India, Provident Fund is mandatory. Employee cannot say no, I don't want the PF. For example, I'm saying, which means you're forcing the employee to choose as per the mandate. So you have to select auto enroll at plan level. So what happens in this scenario? You trigger the event. You just trigger the event for new hire. Plan will be defaulted. Employee mandate has to submit that. Another option. Let's say it's not auto enroll, normal plan. You trigger the event to the new hire. Employee can select the plan or you can waive off the plan. It's up to employee interest. If you think some plans are mandatory, example 401k or pension in UK or pension in Australia, these are mandatory. We cannot skip it. Employee cannot skip it. You must force the employee to choose it. In such cases, auto enroll, automatically it will be enrolled. Employee has to submit it. That's it. Okay, I will run this test case while we working on the plans. Okay, any
Okay.
other questions, sir, on that? Okay. So as I said, just
And
consider the one or two sessions. Sorry, thank you.
Kiran, one
One of
more
the previous,
question.
yes,
You mentioned about type of enrollments. I think the four types of enrollment. So which
that
one
is
of them we call open enrollment?
right.
Which one of
Open
them
enrollment
was?
is again a unique one, sir. To give a brief idea, I will come back here. Let me show some examples here. Open enrollment means you are collectively grouping the plans, you're collectively grouping all the plans, and you're offering to the worker in 1 year. Normally, in the month of January, February in US, will initiate. If it is in Australia, will initiate in the month of July. So you are collectively grouping all the plans, and this benefit event type, open enrollment event type are quite different. Both are not same. These are different. Open enrollment means collectively we're grouping and assigning those offerings to an employee, and that has calendar. Sorry, that has window start date, window end date. Just a second. I will give a brief idea about this. Then I will show
No,
that also.
no, that is fine. That is fine. I think you will cover it later on. I thought you were discussing about the type of enrollment, so I thought any of those
No, no, not
enrollments
yet,
are
not yet.
open. So
Okay,
yeah, we
okay,
can
now
discuss later on once you will move to that
sure.
open enrollment. Yeah,
Sure.
please carry
And
on.
this is, thank you. These are the events currently we have in our GMS system. Affordable Care Act. If any employee's address change, administrative correction, only Ben admin can access, Ben partner can access, beneficiary change, adoption, birth child. So these are all reasons. Different countries, different reasons. It's nothing but any event. Okay. For instance, we have our 4-1 retirement savings change. So here you can see the 401k pension will be listed out. Okay, so
So,
based on the reason,
Kiran,
yes,
basically, this is a manual activity. Let's say particular event trigger. Let's say on case of childbirth. So if we have a plan where we have selected only Ben admin can assign, so once event will trigger, so Ben admin has to manually assign that plan to the worker, right? This is
Actually,
manual activity, assigning.
right, sir, manual, but it's not like mandatory Ben admin or Ben partner can assign. It's up to the user requirements. Some plans employees can enroll, then it may require Ben partner approval.
Yes,
Some
yes.
plans, yeah, it's up to user requirements,
Okay.
sir. So I'll give one example. If
Mm-hmm.
employee is enrolled, okay, then maybe Ben partner approval is required. If Ben partner only giving the plan to an employee, then there is no approval should be required. So different requirements. This is controlled by the business processes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we'll move on to the enrollment event rules. Actually, this is a very big concept. But first, as I said, is as part of overview of 1 or 2 sessions. Consider this also overview. When we're working on chapters, we'll discuss in detail about that. Enrollment event rules, as I said, is a centralized control. Once was on the plan, for when this employee should be effective, when this employee should contribute deduction amount, when the deduction should start, when the deduction should begin, or when the coverage should start, when the coverage should end. So all this controlled by these event rules. Let's see. I'm currently editing the existing one. So here normally a client question is, let's assume we are implementing for US, India, Australia, UK. 4 countries we are implementing. Most of the clients they will ask, why don't I go for one event instead of multiple event rules? There is no harm if you go with one event rule, but it will take processing time more. So what we'll recommend, divide the event rule based on the countries so that you have great control, not only for reporting purpose, also for quick processing. Okay, so there is no US specific. Okay, I think this will be fall. It's an affected object. So here we'll give the name, description. We'll create a unique one, letter currency is US specific. So here we have, if you see further few tabs are available. Okay, start or waive, loss of coverage. Okay, and here coverage rules will be there. That is one of the important one. Okay, this is important. And these two are specific to US. Sorry, these three in currently covered, currently waiving, newly eligible, Affordable Care Act related. So we'll talk next. I mean, when we in next chapter when we're talking about these event rules. Now we'll discuss startup coverage rules, important ones. So here, what way we require to do here in the enrollment event rule? You have to group your event. You can select add row and the event we have configured, correct, or created. So bring that event here, committing benefit. And the offering, what are the offering you have included here under the event, metro time ticket, right? That offering, assign it here. So this is the reason, this is the coverage step we are giving. Is this any waiting period for the worker? Some plans, employee must be wait for 3 months or 6 months, probation period must be completed. If some plans are like that, we can give the waiting period. And remember a question here, can waiting period will be controlled manual assignments? I would say no. If you're using open enrollment, then only the waiting period will play a key role. If you're giving this plan manually, or you're allowing the employee to choose manually, or you're allowing the benefit partner to assign the plan, it won't check the waiting period. It will consider the event date. Waiting period is applicable only for open enrollment, in simple. We'll talk this one during open enrollment session. Then this like waiting period units, days, weeks, or months, years. Okay. Sometimes you have certain waiting period. There will be some exceptional cases. You require to ignore the waiting periods because of a few employees. Such cases, you cannot change this event since the open enrollment is already initiated. However, you can override it by selecting this ignore waiting period. Okay. Then there are the controls, as I said. So once you assign this metro time ticket for an employee, When the employee is eligible for this on event date means right away you trigger the plan, so right away the employee is eligible, or first of the month following event date means today if I assign first of the month means next month November 1st will be the first month, from there the employee is eligible. So first of the month on or after event date. So we have few controls here. So normally most will select on event date. In simple, if you assign a plan to the worker, employee is right away eligible, or October 1st onwards eligible, or November 1st onwards eligible. So it's a kind of controls. Or if you have an in-house payroll, you can validate the pay period. It won't check, it will check the employee pay period event bi-weekly, semi-monthly. Based on that, it will process. Okay. And here, when the direction should start. When the direction should start. And remember, when you say deduction, so all plans are not deductible. All plans are not deductible. It's considered employer deduction as well. Okay. The same whatever the events here you have, same controls you have. We will discuss in detail. This is one. Then you may require to waive off this plan. In future, you may require to waive off this plan. It can be termination, it can be disciplinary actions, or it can be employee reach a certain age, so no longer employee eligible, or company cut down the budget. So whatever the reasons, you want to waive off the plan from the worker. So these are coverage and date, deduction and date, etc. So let's do this as well. So similar to that, here we are giving when the employee is eligible. Here we are saying when the employee is not eligible. Okay. So some plans are auto enroll. When it is auto enroll, it won't allow you to waive off the plan because you're forced the employee to choose. In such cases, in exceptional cases, you want to remove the plan from the worker. Then you have to select do not use auto enroll so that you can remove the employee from this benefit plan. Okay, exceptional cases. So when the coverage should end on the event date, again same controls whatever we discussed here. Last day of the month, first day of the month, and mid of the sub periods, we have control. When the deduction should end. When the deduction should end. Okay, there coverage start date and deduction start date. Here coverage end date and deduction end date. Employee no longer need to pay. Employee. Grace period. So what will be grace period? There will be a deadline. For example, I give the coverage end date. Employee still coverage end date is over. Still, I can give 30 days time for the employee. If something went wrong, employee can choose opt this plan. Still, he'll get the benefit plans for 30 days or 15 days or a week. Okay. Hi, am I audible? Hi, can you confirm? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, Kiran.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Some issue seems I got. Okay, then as I said, this we will talk during our ACA session. Now the last one, coverage rules. Okay, coverage rules is one of the most important one. Coverage rules will define whether dependents are eligible for this plan or not, when the coverage type should start, okay, who are all dependents are allowed, and what are dependent types, relationship types, spouse, children, and defaulting rules. Do you want to? Okay, let me show one example. Again, here we'll select the event, and here we'll select the coverage type. So allowed benefit changes. No changes allowed. Run plan only. Can select any plan, etc. But let me set can select any plan. I will talk about all these details once we start our plan creations. So there's no depends eligible for this plan. Ignore this one. While we're working on the health insurance spending account, we'll talk about this. So defaulting rules. So defaulting rules is nothing but do you want to waive the plan? Do you want to assign the plan? Or do you want to waive or assign the plan? Kind of controls we have. Okay. So I'm selecting we can assign this current elections or waive. So as I said, consider this session is just an overview. Since tomorrow we'll discuss actual plans. So any questions here on enrollment event rules? Okay, maybe during practice or
Okay.
once we discuss. Thank you, sir. Once we discuss full end-to-end, we'll discuss. I will take questions if any. Then we'll talk about the last topic called plan year definition. So plan year definition, as I said, it's like a time period in which in this year, what are plans you are allowing the employee to select? What all plans are no longer available? What are all new plans you're going to assign? Is controlled by this plan year definition. So I will select edit plan year definition, the existing one. I'll check is the 2020 calendar plan year available. I have US 2020 benefit program. So now see here, it's a free text field, plan year start date, plan year end date. Just now it is one example. So in 2020 till December 31st, so what are plans we are offering for the worker needs to be grouped here. So our plan is additional benefit plan. So go here, select this tab. These are all nothing but coverage types. We create an additional benefit plan, and in from the prompt, select the prompt. It will display our metro train ticket here. Select this metro train ticket, which means you are including this plan in the year of 2020, and this plan can be offered to the employees in this year. Okay. Now the plan is ready. We can go ahead and assign to the worker. But in this tenant, I noticed one challenge. Some weird thing. I'll show. So when I'm trying to assign this plan to the worker, there might be some rule has been configured. Benefits. Change benefits. It's not allowing us. It seems someone has created a rule based on change introductions, and this tomorrow we'll look into this and we'll resolve this issue. This is not benefit related. Someone might have created with the cal field or some. Okay, so any questions are on those three topics what we discussed? Testing I'm not able to show today, sorry for that. Tomorrow I will show the testing, then we'll move on to the actual benefit concepts, and I'll ensure I will list out all the topics in the Excel template.
So, Kiran, on plan year definition, we have to do that every year, or if let's say next year there is no change from the current year, then no need to set up for the next year. This plan year
Both options
definition
actually.
that you just
Right. Here we have to take the call, like, are we going to give the plans entire all the years, same plans, or is there any new plans is going to be added in future? Based on that, we have to take the call. If you ask me, we don't have to create every year. We can create one plan for global benefit plan year definition. Global benefit plan year definition. You can give your establishment start date or go live start date. You can give the end date would be 2030. Later you can extend it every year. What happens? I'll show one example.
okay. There may be like many plans for different countries, so we have to do that for each country. Create new year definition every year.
Right. For each countries also we can do,
Or maybe
or we can
we can. Okay.
we can create global one also. That also works. Country one also works. It's not like specific to. If you see here, there is no currency related country restriction. So what I'm saying, globally we can maintain one benefit group, or better to maintain for each country so that you have a control. For example, I want to change or I want to add new plans to France. So I can go directly to the benefit plan near France instead of global one. So like that, up to user requirement. And here, once let's assume we reach it to December 31st, 2020. So you ask a question, do we need to create every year? Not required, sir. You can extend it. You can simply extend it. That's it. So like that, every year we can go ahead and extend it. That also works.
So
Okay.
does it not mean that it starts from 2020? So it seems to be 2-year plan. So
Yeah. So
system.
let's say the scenario 2021 also client is not adding any new plans. Okay. They want to go with continue with the plan. They said there are maybe 1 or 2 plans they can add. So I would recommend don't create a new benefit group, extend the date itself. Okay. Another example, you are initiating open enrollment for year 2020. Then I will strongly recommend create a new benefit group, or sorry, plan year definition for that. Please don't use the global one. Any confusions? So it is more
Yeah.
flexible.
The
You can go with a
so
group. You can create country specific for reporting purpose or historical reporting purpose. If you want to see 2009, for instance, to 2019 what plans we have offered, you can get those details from here in the reports.
here we have new benefit plan year definition for all of the country
Not
to maintain the
mandatory.
historical data.
Yeah, in that case, yes. Right.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Hi. Am I audible,
Yeah.
sir?
So I was asking like less. Yeah, you are audible. So let's say for 2021, we need to create another benefit plan year definition if we want
Mm,
to maintain the historical data.
I would say first question to, for example, you are my client, sir. Okay, I'm the consultant. I will ask a question to you in this way. So Abhishek, are you going to add any new plans in 2021? If you say yes, I will ask the numbers. If you say more, then I strongly recommend create a new one. And you are saying, no, Kiran, we may require 2 plans, not more than that. Then I would say, we no need to create, let's extend it. Okay?
So how the system will understand this is the yearly plan, right?
Correct.
So from 2020 to 2021, this was the set of the benefit related data, and the 2021 January to December 2021, these are the benefit related data. Because
Right.
I
So,
think, yeah.
let me give one example. Okay, let's ask a question here. Let's assume we cross the date December 31st. Assume we are in 2021 Jan 1st. Okay, 2021 Jan 1st. What happens in this scenario? You have not extended the date. You have not created new benefit plan year definition. You have not created. You not extend the date. What will happen? Any guess or idea?
I think the plan will be all the plans under this benefit, this plan year definition will not be applicable. We a worker cannot assign these plans.
Excellent. Correct. That's all. Employee cannot not even view these plans at all because it expired. It expired. So you have to take a call, extend it if there is no plans, or create a new benefit group. In this year, we are done with these plans. Let's create new plans for next year. In such cases, you can create a new benefit program. Or you are continuing the same benefit plans, extend the date. That's